Oh, hi there. I'm just, doing what I normally do, dressing up like my favorite constellation. I got the stars here on me for my belt. You know, Orion is the awesomest constellation. We have 3 stars for a belt. He's got legs. He's got a blue star for a shoulder. He's got a white star for a head. But the star we're going to be talking about tonight is suddenly gotten brighter, suspiciously brighter. It's that red one up there with the infamous name, Betelgeuse. Now, what's up with Betelgeuse? All I know is it's a red supergiant star and it's acting strangely. And I need to put this in the proper place, which is my armpit. So tonight, stay up with me as this falls off and we find out what's up with Betelgeuse. Welcome to All Night with Dean Regas. I'm your host, Dean Regas. I'm the astronomer, and this is what I do, is to study things up in outer space. And there's some weird stories going on around this star named Betelgeuse. Now, let me think, how many times have I said that word? Quite a few. The guys in the studio are getting nervous that some magical creature is going to come and sandworm or something. But anyway, I'm going to say Betelgeuse a lot, so sorry guys here. Betelgeuse is the name of this supergiant star in the constellation Orion. It is humongous. And so we're going to delve into what this star is all about and the changes that are happening on it, because this is unprecedented what's happening with Betelgeuse. It's suddenly dimmed for a while. Now it is brighter than normal. And I think we're starting to get excited because it may explode. But before we get into that, let's talk about the star itself. Now, I mentioned this is the constellation Orion. He's the guy that has the 3 stars in a row for his belt. Super easy to identify. He's best seen in the winter months. So in the summer, a little bit tougher to see, but he is up there and he'd be coming around in the morning sky pretty soon. But most of the stars in Orion are bluish in color, except for that one up in that corner, and that is Betelgeuse up there. Now, what makes it red is its temperature. The redder a star is, the cooler the temperature. The bluer the star, the hotter the temperature. I know it seems a little opposite, but blue stars are usually 10, 20, 30,000 degrees. Betelgeuse is somewhere around 4,000 or 5,000 degrees on surface, so still pretty hot. Now, I mentioned that Betelgeuse, when I did the star thing, Betelgeuse is Orion's armpit, and that's actually what it means. It's a little hybridization of Arabic. And in the Arabic world, they named this basically armpit of the central one. And so it's very descriptive of where you're supposed to be looking at. Now, Betelgeuse, that's kind of a fun name. Armpit of the central one. I need to have some other things of the central one. But anyway, Betelgeuse is really an amazing star. Now, it's hard to picture him as a person maybe, but the belt there, the shoulders, all that kind of stuff. I also kind of think that he looks a little like this. And Orion as Elvis is a super fascinating idea because they're both kind of like these big ego kind of guys and superstars in their own right. And I just love this picture so much of an Elvis impersonator that just happened to have 3 stars, 3 studs on his belt, and he's posed in the right pose. So anyway, oh, by the way, if I go back to the other picture here, Orion's feet in the constellations are blue suede shoes, absolutely. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say about Orion after that. That's all I'm going to say about Elvis after that. I'm going to talk about Orion a little bit more. Now, so here's the star Betelgeuse. This is what we want to look at because it is one of the few stars we can actually get pictures of the surface on, because stars are so far away, you can't actually see surface features or even shapes. But this is a picture of Betelgeuse taken by one of the big telescopes. And look at it. It's kind of lumpy. It's not like a perfect sphere. It's kind of lumpy in shape. So I want to give you a few Betelgeuse facts. Here's an artist rendering of it behind my head. But it is the 10th brightest star in the sky. Well, usually it's the 10th brightest star in the sky. I'll get to that in a second. It's a red supergiant, meaning it's way, way bigger than normal stars like our sun. It's about 640 light years away, although you may see other sites saying at various distances. To be honest, we're not 100% sure. This is our best guess, but really, really far away. And it varies its size and brightness. So we know that Betelgeuse changes its shape, it changes its size, and it changes brightness, which is a little weird. And its temperature is pretty cool on the cool side. I know it's still pretty hot, but as stars go, that's pretty cool. And this is the big one. Betelgeuse will make a big supernova explosion soon. Now, for astronomers, soon means within the next 10,000 years. We're very patient people, so soon is a lot of time. But soon is still pretty cool. It could be tomorrow. It could be in thousands of years from now. I'm hoping soon, but I don't know. We'll find out. Now, so here's what I want to show you is Betelgeuse compared to things. So let's say we have this model here, Betelgeuse here, red supergiant star. And when I said it changes its size, this is what I mean. It actually fluctuates in size from about that small up to that large. Now, it's not like it does it like every 5 seconds or something like that. It's a very periodic thing. But imagine if you were living on a planet around a sun that changed its size dramatically. Like you go out one day as a little sun, another day it's a really big sun. But when we want to compare it to our sun, this is the two of us together. I don't know, can you see that little dot? I'm trying not to block it, but right there, that little dot would be our sun compared to Betelgeuse. So we're not even in the same category. So here's a little model showing Betelgeuse with the orbits of the planets. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars would orbit inside of the star if Betelgeuse was our sun. So yeah, we'd be about 5,000 degrees right now. And it extends almost all the way out to the orbit of Jupiter. So this thing is unbelievably huge. So this is Betelgeuse on a normal day, but something weird happened a few years ago where Betelgeuse suddenly dimmed. Like you're looking up at the constellation, you see Betelgeuse there and the other star on his shoulder called Bellatrix, and they're the same brightness, which never is like that. So to see a major star dim like 50%, people were like, what in the world's going on up here? And people like me were getting very excited because we're thinking maybe this is the sign of the soon supernova explosion that we've all been waiting for. So I'm crossing my fingers. I'm like, come on, you can do it, Betelgeuse, explode. You can do it. You can do this for us. And then it didn't. It brightened right back up. And we were trying to figure out what is happening. Why did it dim down in the first place? And so this is a series of pictures showing kind of this weird lumpy shape of the star. And what we think happened was that it, I'm trying to think of a technical term to say this, but it kind of burped. And it burped out some stuff. And the stuff that it burped out was darker than the and colder than the stuff behind it. And that cloud of gas just dimmed down the whole star. I don't know what it ate, but it made it look a lot fainter when the light got to us. So it didn't explode and it brightened back up to normal brightness for a year or so. But now it's done the opposite. It is now almost 50% brighter than normal. So it went to 50% dimmer than normal, then back to normal, now 50% brighter than normal, like brighter than we've ever seen it. Getting excited. It could happen. But again, soon for astronomers is 10,000 years. We won't know until it actually happens. There's no way we can predict, like on June 15th it's going to explode. There's no way we can predict that because all the information comes to us at the speed of light. And so we'll find out when we find out. All I got to say is just keep watching Betelgeuse. So when anybody finds out that I'm an astronomer, they naturally have spacey questions. And so I thought we'd have a segment here called Hey Dean, where you can ask questions to me about anything in the universe. And so my Hey Dean question for today is, what is the biggest star in the universe? Now, it's not Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse is definitely one of the biggest stars in our galaxy, but not the biggest. And astronomers aren't 100% sure of which one is the best, the biggest, the greatest of all the stars. Now, this is a good smattering of a variety of stars to show you how different sizes they might have. The sun is the sun is the smallest dot in there. So if you can't see it on your screen, well, it's in the middle somewhere. But the stars have different sizes by very greatly. And so right now, and this may change, the leading giantest, biggest star of them all is one called UY Scuti. Now, I know it's not a very good name. They need a better name. Betelgeuse is pretty sweet. It's hard to top that. But UY Scuti is after the constellation Scutum. That is where it's found. And UY is like a number system, letter system, I guess. It's not the best, but this is what they came up with. So the star's name is UY Scuti, and it is 1,700 times the diameter of our sun. So even makes Betelgeuse look like a little dinky thing. And so for scale, I have UY Scuti, and there's the sun next to it. So thanks for asking. This is, right now, considered the largest, biggest star in the universe. Well, that's it for this week's episode of All Night with Dean Regas. Thanks for staying up late and discussing the mighty star Betelgeuse. If you like these shows, be sure to like them, comment, subscribe, and share. We'd love to get your feedback. And if you have a question for Hey Dean, type it in there. We might use it on the show. But until next time, stay up all night with me.